A former pearl fishing centre and once one of the poorest Gulf states, Qatar is now one of the richest countries in the region, thanks to its large oil and gas reserves. Qatar has long promoted itself as a potential venue for the world's largest sporting events. A year ago, football's governing body, FIFA, awarded it the 2022 World Cup. Recently, Doha played host to the second annual Aspire4Sport Sports Congress and Exhibition, with the aim of bringing the world of sport and business together under one roof. One of the keynote speakers was Hassan El Thawadi, the General Secretary of the Qatar 2022 Supreme Committee.
Right now, sports is a big part of us. The World Cup coming up has shed a light on us, but there's other goals as well from hosting the event that we're looking at. Social goals, economic goals, human development goals, environmental goals. The sports in the Middle East, as of yet, has not achieved its true potential in terms of commercial abilities and commercial development and organizational development. And I think initiatives such as Aspire4Sport brings together the people from the business world as well as from the sports world to share ideas, explore opportunities, and again further develop the sporting industry in Qatar and in the region.
Held over 4 days, the conference and exhibition offered both visitors and exhibitors the chance to meet some of the biggest names in sport. One of the main draw cards was the Brazilian national football team, who were in town to play a friendly against Egypt, as well as sign a few autographs, as did basketball's Harlem Globetrotters. Also present in Doha was the former world #1 tennis player Venus Williams. The 7-time Grand Slam singles champion offered an insight into her career and shared her views on the relationship between business and sport.
Sport is a business, absolutely, because you spend so much time training for such a young age. I always say that the career goes in reverse for an athlete. You start work at, in my case, 4 years old, and you finish, sometime in your 30s, whereas most people don't even start work until much later after college at 22. So putting so much into that, it's great that it is a business and this opportunity to make a living doing what you love.
Aside from her speaking engagements, Williams took to the tennis court to share some of her skills with local kids, just as Champions League winners Barcelona had on the football pitch. How to build an Olympic star was one of the many discussions that took place at Aspire4Sport. Among the speakers were a number of gold medal winning Olympians. These athletes all hail from a time when business and sport weren't as intrinsically linked as they are today.
Honestly, I think it's always been there. It's just the difference is that the athletes are involved in the decision-making process now. Before, everyone was amateur and people just actually ran your world. Now the athletes have a voice.
Growing up in the United States, I kind of grew up when that evolution to sports greatness and a commitment to sports developed. And so it's exciting to see that energy here. The financial commitment is overwhelming, the brain power and the great commitment to the value of sports and how sports can transform a community.
With the 2022 FIFA World Cup secured, as well as the 2015 Handball World Championship and a bid to host the 2020 Olympics in the pipeline, Qatar is clearly committed to becoming an ever bigger player in international sport. Sports business leaders at Aspire4Sport couldn't be better placed to be a part of this growth in both Qatar and the surrounding region.
It's been very intense because we've been to the conferences where we've been meeting with all different conference people who are attending. Here on the stand we've had all the senior dignitaries that we can imagine in the sports industry have been here. So for us it's been absolutely vital to be here.
We were the first panel on and we found that most exhilarating and profitable in terms of getting our message out there as to what we can do and how we can do it.
It's been great in the evenings because also they organise these evening events. We've had the dinner, we've had the football, we've had the Philharmonic Orchestra. It's a shame it's going to finish, but for us it's been absolutely brilliant. We'll be back next year.